Hi, and welcome to this week's Sim Racing News Roundup, and just to let you know that next week's one will be absent because I'm going to be away on holiday, so I'm going to be away for about 10 days or so, so no Sim Racing News Roundup next week. Should be back in time to do one the week after that. Hopefully I'll have time to put it all together, but we still have this week. And kicking things off, Automobilista 2 has hit version of 1.3.5.2, which is mainly tweaks around the large April update that came out that brought us the new 2020 Formula Ultimate car, the stock car, and the new airport track. So, as is typical with AMS2, big patch and lots of new content, and then they obviously fine-tune and tweak it, so I'll leave a link to the patch notes for that down below. But yeah, it's nice to see it getting the love that it deserves. One new title that I actually did a review video for earlier in the week, and that's Rush Rally Origins has had a couple of patches this week. One is a potential fix for Windows 7 users. I didn't know there were that many Windows 7 users out there, but apparently you Windows 7 users, if you've been having trouble with Rush Rally Origins, here's some love for you in that regard. And then there was also a frame rate patch. Now, I didn't really notice any issues with frame rates myself, but apparently there were some that were causing the title to go out of sync in arcade mode. So here you go. It's a frame rate patch for it. So a couple of quick fixes put out for Rush Rally Origins, and I strongly recommend you check out Rush Rally Origins. It is, in my view, a great title. We've then had sort of the first DLC for Grid Legends Land, but it's not really new. Basically, the Seneca and Ravenwood double pack is now available to purchase separately. If you ordered the full version, whatever it was called, of Grid Legends at launch, you got these packs, and that was at the time the only way to get them. They've now been released as standalone DLC, so you can pick them up, and basically it gives you some specific career modes, a few other bits and pieces, but immediate access to 4 cars within the game comes with that as well. And speaking of all things Codemasters stroke EA, we now have news of the launch of F1 22. So yes, the F1 series now under the EA umbrella within Codemasters is getting a new name. Basically, they've dropped the 20, so it was 2021 was last year's. This one is just F1 22. And a few changes coming for this, some small, some quite large. The story mode appears to have gone. Obviously we're getting new cars, new tracks, but we're basically getting what they describe as a choice between immersive and broadcast style formation laps, safety car periods and pit stops. We'll have to wait and see what that actually means. We are finally, for those of us on PC, getting VR in F1 22, which will be good to see. It'll be interesting to see how well that is implemented. We're then getting something called F1 Life, which allows you to get a taste of the glitz and glamour of Formula 1 in F1 Life, a new space for you to unlock and show off supercars, clothing, accessories and more. Quite what that will consist of is anybody's guess, being perfectly honest, but the supercars bit there is interesting. We are apparently going to be able to, in time trial mode only, collect and drive supercars from the various manufacturers that partake in F1. So that sounds like we're going to get some Ferrari, McLaren and Mercedes supercars in the title. We'll have to wait and see. You are basically able to pre-order it now, and the launch date is the 1st of July. As is fairly typical, you basically get a load of free stuff and some early access if you go for the super duper special championship edition, and that will allow you to play from June the 28th, and you get a few other bits and pieces if you pre-order the game between before May the 16th. So I'm sure we'll get drip-fed new information on this over the coming weeks and month or so. And then finally, we've got some Hot Wheels stuff. So yeah, the April release for Hot Wheels brings us a Monster Trucks pack, as well as some other bits and pieces DLC wise. I have had a quick check, and if you bought the Season Pass 2, all of these are included within the Season Pass 2. Not had a chance to play around with them as of yet, but it's nice that it's in the Season Pass anyway. And then to the content you've been looking at. So what we've got here is a couple of Assetto Corsa mods. The car is and both of these are available over on Race Department. The car is by Stereo and is a Yenko Stinger, which is basically Don Yenko was a dealership owner, and he wanted to go racing with the Corvair, so he basically made the Yenko Stinger, which is a souped up version of the Corvair, and is actually damn good fun to toodle around in. And what better track to use than a former, now unfortunately defunct, North American race car circuit. So this is one that disappeared quite a while ago, so this is a bit of a work of love from a modder called Gary UK, who's put this together, and it's a really nice circuit, some really good elevation changes and some interesting banking around some of the corners in it. It's called Briar Motorsport. I'll try that again. Briar Motorsport Park, and it was a circuit in Loudon, New Hampshire, and used to hold annual rounds of the SCCCA Trans Am series, motorcycle races, etc. And yeah, it's a really, really nice little circuit to have a play around with. I'll also leave a link down below to an upgrade pack with various bits and pieces, rain FX and grass FX and so on, that's available over on GT Planet, so check that out as well. So that's this week's sim racing news roundup, and just a reminder, there will not be an update next week because I'm on holiday, but pick it up the week after that. So yeah, thanks very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this, please do hit the like button, and if you want to see more content like this, please do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to be notified when new content gets uploaded. Oh, and just to sign off and say, I have pre-recorded a couple of videos that will go live and drop while I'm on holiday, so keep an eye out for those as well. Thanks very much everyone, take care, bye.